Amazon still has not decided on the location for its second headquarters. Both Austin and Dallas are the two Texas cities on the company's list of 20 finalists. Amazon promises to bring 50,000 jobs and a $5 billion investment to its new home. That's left many of the contenders offering incentives to sweeten the deal. But are the Texas cities doing enough? Here to weigh in, Katherine McLane, founder and CEO of the McLane Group, which specializes in strategic communications and crisis response. Welcome back to Capital Tonight.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Good to see you. So are Dallas and Austin doing enough to try and lure Amazon to Texas?
Well, the short answer is in Austin and Dallas, we just don't know.
Sure.
Amazon has asked for confidentiality around this process, and so far the cities are respecting that. The actual applications have been submitted by the city's chambers of commerce, so there's no possibility to submit a Public Records Act request and kind of peek behind the curtain there. But we do know what some of the other states are doing. Maryland has ponied up $8.5 billion. Yeah. North Carolina around $50 million. New Jersey $7 billion. We also know that Texas is very, very competitive when it comes to this. Think Toyota 2014 and a $55 million incentive package out of the endowment fund and enterprise fund and other grants and incentives that got Plano the winning bid.
Yeah, so the competition is still there, or the competitive nature is still there. You had mentioned this earlier, but there's talk of a non-aggression pact between the 20 cities. What is this?
This is so cute. Somebody came up with the idea that if the cities hold hands, all 20 of them, and they all agree not to offer these giant incentive packages, grants, tax incentives, all of that, then Amazon will have to choose between them based on their merits.
Wow.
So, great idea in theory, but of course all it takes is one city or one state to break the line, and then it's all over.
Has anyone signed on to this?
Yes, some city officials, including some Austin and Dallas officials, have signed on. And you can understand why. I mean, there is a risk involved with making these giant incentive concessions.
Yeah, but as you said, if one person chooses not to and does more of the incentivizing, hard to do that.
It's all over.
What about doing, I mean, speaking of that, what about doing too much to try to land the headquarters?
So this is fascinating. It's called the winner's curse. And you can think about Boston. A few years ago, GE shopped around its new headquarters to different cities. They all competed, just like 20 cities are competing for Amazon HQ2 now. Boston put a huge package together. They won, and then GE decided to lay off a bunch of people. They were having a tough time. They delayed the opening of their headquarters. Boston was basically left holding the bag with all the incentives they'd offered and without the ROI that they had expected in the short term. And interestingly, Boston, one of the 20 cities in the running, has decided not to put an incentive package together this time around.
Being smart about the money and smart about how you invest in this. I want to take a look at a poll from last month that basically ranked the support among the cities for landing the headquarters. I mean, you can take a look at that. Dallas and Austin a little lower on the list for support from people among the cities. Surprised by that?
You know, you can't talk to anybody in Austin without talking about the traffic.
Sure.
You know, people here are sick of the infrastructure problems. We hear about gentrification and families getting pushed out of traditional neighborhoods. You know, Austin has some pretty significant infrastructure challenges.
Yeah.
And Mayor Steve Adler, not surprisingly, has been kind of meh about the Amazon HQ2 and has publicly opined that, you know, maybe we don't really want that challenge on our hands, and, you know, maybe if Amazon were willing to roll up their sleeves and help Austin solve those problems, we could get a little more excited about this. Now, that's the opposite approach from Dallas Mayor Mike Rawlings, who's rolled out the red carpet. He's a former top business executive. He has a great appreciation for the kind of shot in the arm that this deal could have for Dallas. And he's basically taking it the approach of, you know, what do we have to do to put you in a new car today?
Yeah, well, a lot of people saying nobody else moved to Austin until we get some of these problems fixed. So maybe that's the mayor's point on that. I wanted to ask you, just because there was so much talk around some of these companies coming to Texas with regards to last session, the bathroom bill. We mentioned transportation, but also the bathroom bill. Is that still a factor in all of this so-called bathroom bill and some of the issues that were surrounding it?
So much attention around that, because Amazon has said that cultural compatibility is one of its primary factors, right? You have a very liberal owner for Amazon, Jeff Bezos, who's been, a very vocal proponent for LGBTQ rights and policies. And he's built a culture at Amazon that is very supportive and very inclusive of LGBT folks.
Right.
Sharp contrast to Texas in recent decades. We are, the most conservative big state in America. We had the bathroom bill last session, and then we had a special session around the bathroom bill. But what we can take away from this is, here's the thing. If the political climate were that big a deal, Texas wouldn't be in the running, right? 20 cities, Texas is among them. So's North Carolina, who invented the bathroom bill, right? So's Georgia, who's toyed with the idea of prohibiting gay and lesbian couples from adopting children. So ultimately, the deciding factor is probably going to be economic and not cultural.
A lot of people watching this very closely. We'll get you back in once some of these decisions start being made. Katherine McLane, thank you so much.
Thank you.